Hello and welcome back to the Bad Movie Reviews channel, hosted by none other than your two favourite plumbers with Mo's, Ben and Daniel. That's not really a Mo, actually, to be fair, and we're not
Been
plumbers.
growing this for months.
Who would have guessed we're finally reviewing The Pope's Exorcist, as you can probably tell from our backdrop. No, we're obviously reviewing the Super Mario Bros. Movie, which we've kind of been eagerly anticipating. If you can't tell, we are both pretty big fans of...
Definitely.
Not necessarily Mario, to be fair, because it's not really much of a story, but the Mario games.
Definitely interested in the franchise.
I've grown up back from... played the Super Mario 64 on the Nintendo 64 with my dad and my brothers, and going all the way up to Super Mario Odyssey on the Switch. As you can see, we've got the Switch games there. But the film is obviously directed by Aaron Horvath and Michael Jalanich, who have pretty much directed the Teen Titans Go movie, which I haven't actually seen, but I have heard actually good things. But,
great series. I've seen some of the
they
series.
directed some of the series as well.
Oh, cool.
But it is also made by Illumination, who is famously obviously done the Despicable Me films,
Yep.
Sing, and they've obviously come to make this, which is officially titled the Super Mario Bros. Movie, which I guess there's probably not much point talking about the plot. It's very much bare bones as the games are. Essentially,
100%.
Mario and Luigi have went through a green pipe and trying to save the Mushroom Kingdom from Bowser. It's pretty much as straightforward as it gets.
If you played the games, you know the plot. Pretty much.
Yeah, for sure. But overall, I think there is a lot to talk about for this film.
Definitely.
What were your overall thoughts?
Okay.
Obviously, we got to remember that it is, in fact, very much a kid's film.
Yeah, just to start off, despite it being a kid's film, I think it did try to also show appreciation to anyone that had really been involved in the series throughout ever. It was, for me, an hour and a half of Easter eggs.
Easter eggs, references.
Everything in between. Like even Mario's dad, which, is shown in a trailer. But no, not dad. His great-grandfather or whatever, showed in a trailer, and he's actually like the OG Mario that's going up to get Donkey at the top and then get Peach there. Like, throwback that one. He's got the same outfit. He's the same dude. He does all the same movements. He's a throwback to that. It is just full of Easter eggs and everything. It was enjoyable under that aspect, that's for sure. I guess some of the voice acting, I was a little bit unsure on how it would play out with, was it Chris Pratt? Chris Pratt. Oh, yeah.
Playing Mario, yep.
I was making sure I was saying the right Chris. With his iconic voice that he announced, which seemed to be not very iconic during some of the trailer and some things like that. But I have to say, I could barely tell it was him during this film. I actually think he really tried to put his own flair on the character, which was good. And Jack Black as Bowser was absolutely phenomenal once again. I think he's a great voice actor overall, and he plays lots of nice, cool characters too. So, look, I think it was enjoyable. It was beautifully animated. It looked gorgeous at times. Some of the scenes and the surroundings were just next level. Like, you knew what you're getting because you've grown up with it, so it's hard to try to imagine other people's imagination, and you've kind of got to use a lot of that base foundation of the games to build that depth within the universe, and I feel like they gave that their best crack too. Mario, hard to make a full plot out of because if you played the games.
Well, the thing is, though,
there's not excessive.
That's if you're adapting it. You can be quite original if you really wanted to, which,
That was one of my points. Is I think they tried to make their own original story. I think some of it probably needed some work, but look, it was quite an enjoyable film overall for myself. I'd recommend any kid to watch or any Mario lover, but it's it's not going to go down as the biggest masterpiece for animated films of the year, but it'll go down as one of my most enjoyable. And look, we clearly really like Mario and always have for our whole life. So I don't feel like it did me a disservice, which was good. I think I really enjoyed that it tried to stay as true and as whole to what it is and to its fan base too. How did you feel, I guess, touching on some other aspects of the film?
Yeah, I think there's a lot to unpack for me. Do I think it's a perfect movie? No. Do I think it's a great movie? No. Did I enjoy it? Yes.
Yeah.
it's hard to the story is very formulaic and you almost know exactly where it's going. It's nothing new, which I do kind of feel like they did do something a little bit new. You could all very much so bring in these characters that we know and love and do something new with it. It's set in obviously this world, but maybe you tell a different story. So it was kind of took a lot of that out for me, but in terms of the voice acting, there were very much a few standouts. I thought Charlie Day actually as Luigi was really, really good. Yeah. Jack Black as Bowser is by far and away the best. I thought Keegan-Michael Key as Toad was also really good. Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach was also
didn't know she did the
fantastic. Voice. But the Chris Pratt one is obviously talked about, as well as obviously Charlie Day. It's kind of a hard thing to go. It's not like you're casting a character that has talked before heavily or doesn't talk at all. Obviously, with Mario and Luigi, you're really only known for 3 words, like 4, you know what I mean? Like
a bunch of sound effects, really.
It's a bunch of sound effects. So they kind of do as best as they can, and then they kind of just have him or both of them as normal human beings. But when you do, you know, they put their little, they do emphasize on that a little bit. So I thought they did that as well as they could. And I do think if they did cast someone who actually did have a full, heavily Italian accent, like, you know, if they went with that, it could almost get old very quickly. So
I agree.
I feel like it's not really a win-win situation. I feel like they did the best they can. Whether Chris Pratt was the best one for Mario, I don't know, but I thought he did a good job.
Yeah,
Charlie Day, I thought as Luigi was definitely great, but I do agree with you in terms of the animation, the texture of the skin on all the characters.
Beautiful.
The way they animated all the different realms and brought the realms to life, which you've come to see and know across all the games.
Yeah, lots of iconic locations.
One thing I really got to give props to, which I will find out who did it, is the score. I thought the score was brilliant. I'm not good, like the way obviously Mario's got very iconic themes, whether it be the you know, the or even the star theme, like the way they've encapsulated the historic scores and theme songs we know and love into these sequences and bring it to the film, the animation film, basically in terms of real life, and then extend on that while it's out playing in certain scenes.
Yeah.
I thought they did that perfectly well and it encapsulated that brilliantly. So I got to give props to that. And I feel like they've definitely done almost the best job they can. Where it did let me down is the story. And I did feel like they really sacrificed almost like they've went on the writer's board and said, we need to include a Mario Kart track. We need to include Rainbow Road. Yeah. And we need to do this. And they've gone, all right, well, let's write a story around these. I felt like they really tried to include all these iconic sequences and moments across the games. But no, like I really did have a good time. I thought it was funny. Some of the humor didn't exactly land, but it's definitely a good start. It's probably going to make an absolute fortune of money. So I almost guarantee we're probably getting a sequel. But where I would love even Nintendo to do in general is adventure into the realm of film, whether we get a Zelda movie, a Star Fox movie, even within the Mario universe, whether we get a film that's
I love a Zelda movie.
Or whether it's even a film like, you know, you obviously go into the Super Mario Sunshine realm or Odyssey or Galaxy. There's so much they can tell and go with. So I kind of hope they do that rather than just do straight up sequels telling the same stories.
Yeah.
I would like if they go into different realms, even as we said actually on the drive home, like a Luigi's Mansion film would be super interesting.
Unreal.
And something that I would feel like would be relatively very easy to adapt because everything's there on a platter.
Well, that's actually got a nice in-depth story too.
Yeah.
And I think Charlie Day would still play that
I feel like you'd have to do it just for...
He was great.
Yeah, but no, I feel like it's definitely a really good time. Like it's just, there are a few letdowns in terms of the story aspect and I did feel like it was very safe in some aspects, but man, I will recommend it to people. I think every kid who will obviously go see it will probably enjoy it, but I did love the characters and there's still some characters to come that I would love to see in the, I was going to say live action, but it is animation, but you know what I'm saying? The animation film realm, but count me in for any sequel. I had a good time and I thought the animation, you can just tell the love and dedication they put into animating it, and obviously they tried to do everything right. I don't know if that's on Nintendo's behalf because they're very strict on that aspect, because I know Illumination, like the animation does look good in Despicable Me and Sing, but not to that level. Like that looked ridiculously good. So
I
I have a feeling it was probably led by Nintendo, and they probably put up a lot of money for it. So by all means, go see it.
Yeah,
I had a
without
really
doubt.
good time.
Yeah, definitely enjoyable.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's opened up for a bunch of sequels, because I really do want to see every character. There's so many awesome, iconic characters that weren't present in this film, and I'm looking forward to the future of it. And you're right, future of Nintendo. There's just so many beautiful
a lot
stories
they
to
can
tell.
do. Yeah.
Like Zelda, there's universes built with in-depth story. You could put that straight in. You could make that even live action, and it'd be unreal.
Yeah. The only realm is when you're making it live action is whether Nintendo are worried about that. PG-13 in America, but M rating, whether it's going to make
they
that
do
money.
try to steer away.
Yeah, but no, by all means, definitely recommend. As I said at the start, not a great movie by any means, but definitely a good time to have.
Without a doubt.
If you have seen it, comment below. Let us know what you think. Even comment below. Let us know what other Nintendo films you'd love to see and come out, and hopefully our wishes come true. But other than that, feel free to subscribe, comment below, and we'll catch you next time.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.